The Babylon Bee Podcast.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Babylon Bee Podcast, the only podcast that covers the news. I'm Kyle Mann, the editor-in-chief of the Babylon Bee, and I will be telling you what to think this week as I whisk you through all the news stories that happen. We're also going to play a fun game called Save or Sink, where we decide who gets on the ark and who gets kicked off into the thrashing waves below. I'm joined today by Travis.
Hi, I'm the Babylon Bee's Travis.
We had a role open. We had a position open for Travis.
Travis's apply. No Dougs.
It's the only way.
No Dougs, Steve.
This means you. And I'm also joined today by Brandon.
Hello, I am Brandon. This is who I am today and forevermore.
Who do you got with you?
Well, I got a little transient that found his way into my backyard.
And not the usual kind
Not
in
the
California.
usual kind in California, but the fuzzy kind. Say hi. Oh, he's shy right now. Say hi. Or say something.
So for those not watching the feed and only listening to audio, there is a cat.
Okay, you can
Little
go
kitten.
hide. You can go hide now.
Oh,
But this has been my past week, is just kitten fostering. We found two little kittens in our backyard just mewing for their mother, who abandoned them.
are they still with you?
The cat,
Like all the cats? I mean, all the kittens.
the ones that we rescued. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
What's the difference between mewing and meowing?
Travis, would you like to demonstrate?
Meowing is,
Yes.
and then mewing is mew.
Okay.
Well, this guy had a sickly brother, and his brother had a weird mew that was in between a cat and like a crow. So we would hear it in the backyard, and we weren't sure if it was a bird or a cat. Turns out it was both all along.
Where's the brother?
He's sick at home.
Okay.
He doesn't like eating, and so
You said had a brother, so I was worried this was going to.
oh, I thought I said has a brother.
Okay.
The brother.
Yeah,
is
he's
no
not
longer
eating
with
well.
us.
We're having to basically force food into his mouth, and he'll start like lapping it up once the food's in his mouth, but he will not actively eat food. So it's been a little bit of a process, I should say.
Death is a human right.
And now I have lumbar support and a back warmer in my chair.
What is the biological impulse of women to adopt small animals that they see?
Well,
Is that the motherly instinct, I suppose?
I mean, there's a argument you can make there, but why are you saying it's only a woman thing?
Well, I assume
also-
it was.
I also like that there was no reference to my wife.
Well,
and then you said, what is the woman impulse?
we all know how this happened.
Well, I mean, if you saw a bunch of kittens, would you just be like, eat dirt, kittens, and
No,
then
I-
walk away?
Like me and my wife will drive by somewhere and there's like a little cat on the gutter or something, and she's
Yeah.
like, you got to stop the car. You know, we're taking this cat.
To stop the car.
And it's like, I'm not stopping the car to get, we don't need this cat. You know, and it's like, you are the worst person on the face of the planet. Like, you are evil.
Yeah.
Like, you have a moral duty to,
She said that to you?
no, I'm just saying is that, dude,
She's like lecturing
you
you.
have a moral duty.
Like, don't you remember the parable of the Samaritan, the Good Samaritan? And he found the kitten on the side of the road, and he went, I will take care of this kitten.
I cross to the other side of the street. I said, no, I don't want anything to do with that dumb Samaritan cat. Wait, no, it's not a Samaritan. Who gets
No, the
beat up?
Samaritan is the one who helps.
No, I know, but who gets beat up?
It's some,
Just a man.
I think it's
Just a regular man.
a regular.
Well, it was the people that the Samaritans didn't get along with. Who
that
were
would
they?
be Jews, right?
Just the Jews? Like, he's just a Jewish
Jews,
guy.
yeah.
Oh, so he's a Jewish guy.
Yeah.
So I'm like, Jewish cat, and I cross to the other side of the street.
Wait a minute. That cat's circumcised? I'm out of here.
Look at that Jew mewing. It's a Jew mew. I saw Dune this week. Have you guys seen Dune yet? Part 2.
A sweet segue.
Thank
you. No, I have not seen it. I would love to. I just haven't gotten around
Did
to
you
it.
see it?
I
yet?
would like to. I haven't seen it.
Oh, this conversation really died.
Yeah, but I read the book, and it's a good book. There are no cats in it.
It was decent. Okay, so I want to say that Dune Part 2 was decent, pretty good. I would say almost epic even. Act 1, Act 3, great.
Yes.
But it really felt like some producers came along and said, you need to insert like 3 or 4 really dumb lines into this movie so that people will understand it.
Mm-hmm.
And like somebody who wrote on the Marvel movies or something was like, you got to add a few like Marvel lines we can use in the trailer. And so they really stick out how bad those lines are. But the rest of it was great.
So what's a good example of a Marvel line, in your opinion?
I am Iron Man.
Oh.
It felt
They
really
said
out
that.
of place
Wow.
when they said that in Dune.
It is.
It's kind of hard to believe that this is real life and not satire. Under New York law, social media networks must create a system for users to report online speech the state disfavors and endorse the state's mislabeling of some speech as hateful conduct. In other words, the First Amendment freedoms of satirical websites like the Babylon Bee hinge on whether they'll adopt and help enforce the state's ideology. But free speech shouldn't turn on whether the government has a sense of humor. It's clear government officials are trying to bypass the First Amendment to keep ideas they disagree with out of the marketplace. Join ADF as they stand with the Bee and others in defense of free speech. Just $19 a month will fuel the stand to help protect our freedoms. Join adf.com/bee and pledge your monthly gift of $19 or more to ADF. Together, we will boldly advance our right to live and speak the truth. Every gift helps. Go to joinadf.com/bee and stand for free speech with your gift today.
There is a good line near the end of Dune that is a little bit expositional, but it's a great line, and I don't want to say it because people who haven't seen the movie yet.
Part one?
I actually don't even know. No, I don't even know if it's in the movie. I'm talking about the book.
Oh.
But there is a line that is very explainy, but it's a very good line.
Oh, is the line, I am Dune.
Correct. That's the one. That's the one.
The real Dune was just the friends we made along the way. I felt like that was a little out of place. But other than that, I thought it was good and it was fun. I actually got really excited when I was watching the first act of Dune, and I was like, why do I not come to the movie theaters more? Like, this is what films are for. You know, this is great.
Because it is exceedingly rare that a movie that is well produced is made.
I think this is the point Travis brought up. He said, well, because you're not seeing Dune.
Well, yeah, that's the problem.
never-
So when you have the right circumstance, the right movie, and it's obviously a blockbuster event. I mean, I'm nothing against romantic comedies, but that's not like, I need to go to the theater to see You've Got Mail. It's more, I'll wait till it's on video and watch You've Got Mail. It's the only romantic comedy I
Have
can
you
think
seen
of.
You've Got Mail yet?
Are you waiting for it to come
I'm
out?
waiting for You've Got Mail Part 2.
I'm waiting for the Neuralink uplink.
Yeah. Stay tuned for our Ark Encounter segment when we talk about You've Got Mail. Do we sink or swim?
As You've Got Mail in there?
It is now.
Oh, well, okay.
Spoilers. Wow.
All right, speaking of spoilers, we're going to spoil what happened in the news this week.
What's in the news this week?
The first thing that happened in the news this week, in order of things that happened, is that the royal family faced criticism and stirred up conspiracy theories after releasing an obviously photoshopped picture of Princess Kate. Now, are we agreed this is It says obviously photoshopped. Are we agreed that this is photoshopped?
Yes.
Okay.
But I mean,
Wait.
there's different opinions on whether or not it's entirely fabricated or touched up. You know what I mean?
Wait, go back up. What does it say? Look at the kid's fingers, the sleeve of daughter's arm, the zipper on Kate's jacket. I don't know what I'm supposed to be looking for.
I don't either. I didn't really understand what this whole story was about. I mean, I see there's little weird inconsistencies. I see the kids have their fingers
Kids do
crossed.
things like that.
Some internet
Only
sleuth,
AI kids.
some internet sleuth like tracked down the make of the jacket and said, "Oh, this jacket only came in navy and white, and so it wouldn't have come in black."
But little did they know she
I
dyed
just
it
don't
herself.
understand why it matters.
Well, it doesn't matter. It's just,
We fought a whole war, so we wouldn't have to care about this.
well, that's actually what the war was about. Was
We
we
don't-
want to care about only this.
And the problem is, like, most family portraits that ever go out in all of history from Photoshop on are photoshopped. So the fact that they photoshopped it doesn't inherently necessarily mean that she's dead in a basement somewhere, or that she secretly left the family, or any of these wild conspiracy theories that people are posturing. But
So you don't think she was killed tragically in a car accident and then replaced by Paul McCartney?
that theory has the most weight to it, but I'm still not buying.
The Beatles wrote a song about it 30 years ago.
This was the dumbest part of it to me. They showed this Vogue cover of her, and they like lined up her face with her face and said, "Oh, they clearly cut it from here." And I'm like,
There's a match of her face.
I'm like, well, it is her. Like you could probably take 2 pictures of me and it would look, hey, that's the same guy.
I don't know. A facial expression is exactly like a fingerprint, and it never occurs again. That's what I've been told. But, the thing is, it might be a fabricated picture, but yeah, I don't think it's hiding some conspiracy. It's just probably like, oh, I look ugly in that picture.
Photoshop.
Here's my Vogue face.
I mean, if she is recovering from surgery, then it is possible she's not in the best health or doesn't want to put makeup on or get ready or anything, and that's understandable. Let's just not jump to wild conclusions until we have
it's funny
more
that people are
concrete
like
evidence.
demanding, we haven't seen you in 3 weeks. We need a picture. Proof of life. I need a valid proof of life. But she's not even holding a newspaper in that picture, if you've noticed.
She should hold up
We don't know when it was taken.
this paper. Well, that was the dumbest story of the week. Here's the second story of the week. Parts keep falling off of Boeing planes. And United Airlines has halted all purchases of Boeing 737 MAX 10s. A whistleblower who was testifying against the company was also found dead of a gunshot wound in his truck. After not showing up for an interview related to the legal case.
Yeah, so it was ruled a suicide, is my understanding. But the timing makes it suspicious. Obviously, I'm not a CSI agent. I wasn't there, so I don't know if it was suspicious or not. But it's pretty suspicious.
Travis, we are a podcast on the internet. Our job is to tell people our definitive take of exactly what happened so they know what to believe.
Okay, so he was murdered for a conspiracy, but it was that he killed JFK.
Tracks.
It's a coincidence that he also worked for Boeing.
It says parts keep falling off of Boeing planes. How many times does it happen? Like twice?
3 times?
Do I hear 4? There was that crazy one of the tire that came off.
Well, and there was that exit door that flew off the thing.
Well, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, those are the 2 I can think of. That's why I said
Sure.
they keep falling off of planes. And I'm like, well, there's...
Let me tell you this. 2 is too much.
Well, I agree. I don't want parts to fall off planes.
How many times has this happened? Too many.
Too many. Not even not even once. We're gonna start the new movement. Parts falling off of planes. Not even once.
There has certainly been more than 2 stories about it.
So this guy retired, but Ben Shapiro doesn't want you to retire ever.
Ever in my entire life?
He said, no one in the United States should be retiring at 65 years old. Frankly, I think retirement itself is a stupid idea unless you have some sort of health problem.
Inspirational quote by Ben Shapiro.
And then he clarified on X, formerly known as Twitter. Yes, if you are mentally and physically healthy, taxpayers should not pay you to retire at 65. When Social Security was created, life expectancy was 64. Today, it's 78. Also, people retire on purpose. If you can retire and find a purpose, go for it. For many, that's a bad idea. And then he goes, yesterday, I apparently broke the internet with a hot and spicy subject of Social Security and retirement. Today, I broke down what are actually 2 separate arguments that many are incorrectly conflating. Number 1, Social Security is a Ponzi scheme that is 100% going to bankrupt the country. Number 2, it's a free country. If you have the money to retire and you want to, that's your choice. But work is a large part of a fulfilling and purposeful life. And retirement, as we know it today, sending the elderly out to pasture to wither away, is not how we were created to live.
So I guess people got really mad at Ben Shapiro because they're looking at him as sitting on an iron throne, separated from the common people, and going, well, it must be nice to be a podcaster. I'm going to be flipping burgers until I'm 80 if you don't let me retire at 65.
It's also the ever-present popularity of Social Security programs and the sense of entitlement that such entitlement programs developed. Surprising that an entitlement program brought about entitlement. I personally agree 100%. I think Social Security is a major pillar of rot in our society that needs to be excised immediately.
You sound pretty entitled to be talking about those entitlement programs that way.
I just think conservatives have this way of stepping on a bunch of rakes publicly.
Yeah, it's the Sideshow Bob thing.
Yeah, they're like,
I mean, but it is a
shouldn't
rake.
retire, you poor people.
Yeah, well, I think the only reason this became a big deal for him was because it was a throwaway line in his podcast, and then he moved on, and then he had to kind of clarify and explain.
But again, it also comes back to the popularity and people feeling like they paid into it, therefore they're owed it. When in reality, they're not getting back what they paid for.
Yeah.
They're getting back China's money and increasing our debt to China. So
China.
To China.
I miss the way he said China.
Yeah, I think we all do. So
I just feel like there's more important things to fight about right now. But I agree that he breaks it down into the two arguments. Social Security is obviously a Ponzi scheme. It's obviously never going to pay out.
And it's one of the primary driving factors of our debt, of our national debt, which is exceedingly, disgustingly overweight, just like the country.
gross. So obviously you said you agree 100%. I'm probably more like 90% because I agree with his concept that people shouldn't basically be feeling like they're owed retirement.
Yeah.
But the idea, like, this isn't just a conservative thing. This is left-right thing. Whereas some people can get so entrenched in their job and they think that's where all their purpose comes from. That's depressing, I think.
I disagree with that, but I also think, I mean, I would say what his point is that people are not meant to just sit around in idle luxury with another 20 years to their life.
Yeah.
When the retirement age was set for 65, people died at like 65. So it's like, you're going to die, so you don't have to work now.
Right.
But now it's like, okay, you don't have to work and you can continue to do nothing for 20 years until
It was really convenient
you die.
back then because your retirement party and your funeral,
We're on the same day.
you combined it all into one,
Save some money that way.
Save money, and you got an entitlement program.
which was nice. You got the gold watch and then immediately.
So I may not agree 100%. I tend to speak hyperbolically, if you haven't noticed.
I haven't noticed. I've taken you literally every time you've spoken.
Thank you.
I think there is a philosophical point to be made about the purpose of human life and that, just being idle for 20 years isn't a good thing necessarily. But also that's not what people usually mean by retire. A lot of times it's like I'm quitting my normal job that I've worked, my career I've worked at for 40 years. And now I'm going to go do something else with my life that's a little more chill or a little more end of life type.
I believe he clarified that later on.
I think he would say, "Oh, that's acceptable."
It's more of the I'm expected to live on based off what I've paid into the system. I'm expected to live on this the rest of my life versus I'm retiring from my primary career and focusing on things that are
Whatever
easier to
I want.
handle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Folks, this really upsets me. Government officials are threatening the ability of churches, Christian ministries, and people of faith like you and me to freely live out the gospel, to minister to those in need, and to express what we believe. Friends, we must no longer stay silent. The great folks at Alliance Defending Freedom are on the front lines of this battle. They defend everyday Americans like you and me in court, free of charge, whose First Amendment freedoms and God-given rights are being violated. And we need to stand with them. Join with ADF and be a champion for freedom. They can't do it without our help. Just $19 a month will help fuel the fight to protect our freedoms. Visit joinadf.com/B and pledge your monthly gift of $19 or more to ADF. And together, we will boldly advance our right to live and speak the truth. Go to joinadf.com/B and help defend faithful Americans with your gift today.
And now, the meme of the week. The Clinton Foundation announces that they're helping Haiti. This is a small domino that this slightly balding man in a polo shirt is flicking over. And then this chain of dominoes goes up to a much larger domino that falls over. A warlord named Barbecue takes over the country.
Is the barbecue a reference to just the fact that he set people on fire?
No, that's his name.
Or was it a reference to what happens after their bodies have been cooked by said fire?
Thing.
He's not a cannibal, right?
I don't know. I think with the name
Well,
like Barbecue.
they're having trouble with cannibals in Haiti right now.
His parents really set him up for failure by naming him Barbecue.
Well, I wonder if that's a nickname anyway, or if it's not a nickname we gave him.
His name is Jimmy Charizard.
Jimmy
Charizard.
Barbecue Charizard.
Charizard.
Yes.
Evolves from Charizard in the EX evolution.
Also called Barbecue.
But he's not a cannibal himself, is he?
I don't know. With a name like Barbecue, you'd think.
And
Gang war with G-Pep.
We're going to find out right now by going straight to Wikipedia, the most reliable
Who would win
news source.
in a gang war between Barbecue's gang and Corn Pop's gang?
Well, Corn Pop's
right there.
no longer with us. So
it says he has denied that his nickname Barbecue or Barbecue came from accusations of his setting up people on fire. Instead, he says it was from his mother having been a fried chicken street vendor.
Why would you get a nickname because your mother did something?
But also,
fried chicken.
and a thing that's not the thing that he's named after.
Yeah.
He's like, the fact that I set people on fire and my name is Barbecue is just a coincidence.
It's a pure coincidence.
It's the fact that my mother once did something that was cooking. Another form of cooking is barbecue.
Yeah, they're not calling him fried chicken.
Yeah, or frying oil.
Fried.
Little barbecue boy. Mm-hmm. Come over here, little barbecue boy.
Baby
I mean,
barbecue boy.
on the other hand, if he was going to just kind of be dismissive of the nickname, you'd think he'd be like, no, it's because I barbecue a mean burger. But instead he comes out with like, my mom used to fry chicken. That's just weird. It's weird.
It is a little weird.
But, warlords aren't known for their brilliance.
It's true. Now we're going to play a game called Save or Sink. So the scenario here in this game that I invented late last night is that we are climbing onto Noah's Ark.
Okay.
That's what you do when the flood waters rise.
Well, yeah, you want to get on the
Climb
only
on
thing
like
that's
a
floating.
sinner.
Well, we didn't get invited.
Yeah.
Or we didn't go up the main ramp. And so the door's closed. We were climbing up, there's like a ladder.
Okay, so Noah and his family are a thing in this hypothetical scenario.
Yeah.
And we are just like, we're also getting on.
Yeah, so
Speaking of climbing up for salvation.
you're climbing onto the ark.
He's climbing down, though. What does that tell us?
Oh, that was the cat. Okay.
Sinner. Sorry.
So we're climbing up, and you only have time to pick up one of these two things in each of these scenarios.
Okay.
Carry it.
I like the idea of I'm just reading the first one and pick up one of these two things.
Yes. And the other one you must leave behind.
Yeah.
Okay, so
be
what is
consumed by the flood
what is
waters.
the first hypothetical scenario? Sophie's choice, if you will.
C.S. Lewis or J.R.R. Tolkien.
Starting with the easy ones, huh?
Yeah. Which one do you save and which one do you sink?
Oh, man.
Well, I would save Tolkien for obvious reasons.
Well, I don't think it's that obvious. I mean,
Well, because Lord of the Rings is a much more rich and deeper work than the Chronicles of Narnia.
whoa.
Yeah, I said it.
I agree that The Lord of the Rings I like as a deeper work than Chronicles of Narnia, but what I can't discount is C.S. Lewis's other works.
But you have to choose one. That's
And
the
for that
point.
reason, I'm choosing to save C.S. Lewis.
Interesting. Wait. Hold on a second. So are we assuming their entire library has been completed already and we're just saving the man?
Oh.
Because if Lord of the Rings already exists, maybe I will save C.S. Lewis.
Because if their books already exist, I'm not saving either of them.
We got what we needed.
Well, C.S. Lewis was, I think, slightly thinner, so I could probably lift him.
The idea is that then they never existed because they drowned.
So,
And then they never existed at all. That's how that's how the flood worked.
so once
And then
they
they're
drown,
photographed. They
all of their
disappear from
works
their former
evaporate.
photographs.
Yes. They disappear. This is a really tough one for me. I think I would have to save Tolkien. And sorry, Clive Staples.
So by majority consensus, it is written,
Tolkien made it onto the Ark.
and Lewis is dead.
Lord of the Rings is just so formative for my life, but so is Lewis. Like Mere Christianity, I think made me think deeper about faith, and I never had thought about it that way before. Maybe Lewis.
Well, you have
No
to pick
takebacks.
right now.
I kicked
backs.
Tolkien down, and I'm like, never mind.
No,
Come on,
I chose
Clive.
wrong.
I'm gonna sit.
You gonna save Lewis?
Well, I don't have Aslan tattooed on my arm. I'm gonna save Tolkien. Oh, that's actually Zelda. I don't have Aslan tattooed on my arm.
You could.
I actually could do that.
Yeah. So, side topic: have you thought about getting Aslan tattooed on your arm or your chest, like barrel chested?
I wouldn't get Aslan. Oh, you know what I might get? Reepicheep.
Oh, okay.
Going over the wave to get to Aslan's country.
That'd be kind of cool.
That would be dope.
I have a friend with an Aslan tattoo.
Really?
He also has a Tigger tattoo. So
Wait,
Take
he
it
also
for
has
what
a
it's
what?
worth. A Tigger tattoo.
Have you ever thought about getting a dune tattoo?
I never seriously considered it. No.
Like it would just be a circle, and you go, look, it's the sand planet.
Like just a little dot. Yeah. Like, oh, that's
Just a
Arrakis.
sand.
That's right. That's right.
just choose a mole that you have.
This is Arrakis.
This is Arrakis.
To scale. All right. The next one is jelly beans or starbursts.
Easy. Starburst. Save. Easy.
Okay. So you.
But I like how in this scenario, we have the ability to carry C.S. Lewis or
Yes.
Tolkien.
But
we have to
only-
choose between jelly beans or a starburst.
Like a wife over the threshold. That's how you're carrying them up a ladder.
So is it like a giant bag of jelly beans and starburst?
Yeah,
So you
like
can only,
a barrel.
like 50. Okay.
I mean, technically, you're probably
50-pound bag.
You're bringing the invention, like the recipe.
Yeah, like it never existed.
It's like the what's it the candy that they were trying to steal from the Wonka factory.
Yeah, well, after the
But they were just
flood,
trying to steal one.
everything that got wiped out in the flood will not continue on in human history. Is the idea?
Starburst. I'm saving starburst.
That's a problem, and I'll tell you why. You take a bite of Starburst, the entire room floods, just like in the commercials.
This is a good point.
So it brings
you're on the ark,
flood
you're like,
onto the ark.
Like, oh, we're safe.
So that was a trap.
This is a tough
You
one
fell
for me
for it.
because I think they're both terrible.
I agree.
And I think
What about starburst flavored jelly beans? They have those.
even worse? I think I would take jelly beans because, like, at least they have like weird like butterscotch ones, or
More possibilities.
popcorn flavor. You know, the good ones.
You might find one you do like.
Yeah, there's a couple good flavors.
I looked at this part of the notes before the podcast, and I already told Dan I would save jelly beans on his behalf because
Oh, you don't like either, but
I don't like either. But
Well,
I'll do this for someone else.
okay.
Unfortunately, Dan is not on the ark, so
Well, we haven't saved Dan yet.
I am, and I chose starburst. So for friendship's sake.
But again, I don't want to flood the ark.
Okay, fine.
This is a real commercial.
Fine.
Someone remembers this commercial.
All right, the next one, Settlers of Catan, the board game, now known as simply Catan, or Pandemic.
I wonder what Kyle's going to choose.
I know exactly what he'll choose.
I am going to choose to save Pandemic.
I will also save Pandemic.
I will choose Catan.
I've played more Catan in my life, and I enjoy Catan. I actually enjoy it. But I think Pandemic.
Part of this is me overthinking it because I'm thinking, wow, it's the only board game now ever.
Right, it is.
And Catan, I think, has a bit more modularity, and Pandemic is, I mean, not that it can't be different every time, but, you know, it's always co-op, you know,
It's a puzzle.
it's a puzzle. And Catan's like, you're going to have a different experience.
It's a puzzlement.
Another thing to consider, Catan, you can get more mad at each other. And on the arc,
Oh, that's
you
true.
might end up all murdering
You might get cabin fever and
Yeah.
then murder each
less
other.
likely in a cooperative game
Yes.
like Pandemic.
So, breaking news now for our audio listeners: there is a cat on the armrest of Brandon's chair because it is trying to escape his loving embrace, and he thinks, you're just a cat." But the cat's like, "I need to get out of here."
I'm also trying not to sneeze.
Someone show me a
you
way to
allergic?
get out of
Oh no,
here.
you're not,
I've kind of been allergic to cats my whole life, but I got over it because
because you have 1,000 cats.
I have 1,000 cats.
You're like, well, I guess this is my life. now."
Murdered by 1,000 cats. You want me to take him out?
No, it's okay.
Okay.
Look at that cat.
The next question is DC Talk.
Hold on. You guys got to see this little insert of this little face. Let me take a picture.
The next question is Brandon or this cat. I'm not a monster. I would choose Brandon because he's a human.
Okay, you can continue.
But this cat's very cute.
The next question is DC Talk or the Newsboys combined with Audio Adrenaline.
Combined with.
Like all the members. So you're standing on the ladder. DC Talk is on this side.
Oh, man.
And on the other side is all the members of the Newsboys and Audio Adrenaline. And Michael Tate is standing right in the middle. Because he's
And he's the
He's
one.
waiting to join whichever team.
oh, we have DC Talk. Oh, we have Newsboys.
Well, I think you'd want more bang for your buck, so you'd go for both bands.
Yeah, it's more mouths.
It's like the trolley problem, right?
yeah.
Well, Michael Tate's the one in the middle of the trolley problem, and you're like, let me solve this for you.
I would save DC Talk.
So this is tough because I probably listened to more. I didn't probably. I did listen to more Newsboys than DC Talk. However, Toby McKeon of DC Talk went on to co-found Goatee Records, which produced artists such as Reliant K, Out of Eden, Grits, Nota Verbs.
Oh, Reliant K. I might have to go with Newsboys and not New Adrenaline.
And so for that reason, I have to go DC Talk for Goatee Records to survive.
I got to go DC Talk, and I'll tell you why.
Because you're down with...
Because I'm down with the DC Talk. I'm down with the one who is known as a son. But also, there are more good songs on the album Jesus Freak than Newsboys and Audio Adrenaline ever put out combined.
Hot take.
Send all mail to editor at babylonb.com. Actually, it's podcast at babylonb.com.
And then we will read it.
Who are you saving? You're going bang for your buck?
I'm going to go bang for my buck. Get more variety of music.
Well,
Oh,
I think you had more variety of music within DC Talk
oh, interesting.
than you had between the Newsboys and Audio Adrenaline combined. Our next one is a cat or a dog.
Well, this is tough because there's literally a cat here in the room.
And he's going to hear it and judge you.
Yeah.
Cover its ears. No,
I'll tell you, I'm more of a cat person.
Look into his eyes as you answer.
I am more of a cat person, but if I'm thinking there are no more dogs anymore, it's like you need to get a dog to help you hunt.
Technically,
this new
Noah
world.
already brought the dog kind and the cat kind.
Oh wait, then yeah, so we're just bringing an additional one.
like an additional.
Hey, I got another
a single
cat.
cat or a single dog.
Well, in that case, I'd probably bring my cat.
Or he just forgot somehow.
He's like,
He forgot both cats and dogs.
he's
and
got
like,
on the checklist. He's like snakes,
It's
mosquitoes.
It's like the side.
Oh shoot!
It's the side quest. He's like, you're getting on the ark, and he's like, oh, I forgot this last animal, but we can only fit one more. Which one do you choose?
Secondary objectives incomplete.
And there's a secret there's a secret way that you can actually get them both on, but you have to build an extra stable first. So you have to collect 10 wood.
Is it too late to do that?
Collect 10 wood.
Yeah.
So he's deciding if he should load an old save or just finish the game with like 99%.
That's tough.
I would save the cat.
Well, for platinum, I don't know.
Sorry, dog.
Cat.
I would also say the cat in this scenario.
All right, the next thing we get to bring on the Arc Saver, sync Sega Dreamcast or a Nintendo Virtual Boy.
Virtual Boy, no question. Get out of here, Travis.
Well, no way. The Virtual Boy was the wildest thing that ever existed. It's so weird that it even existed. I don't understand it. It clearly came from the Nephilim. And it deserves to be buried under the seas.
What games would not benefit from being displayed only in black and red?
And
Name one.
Lair.
Name
Name
one.
a single game that would not be better if it was only black and red.
Sonic Adventure.
Okay. Name two.
Name 2 games.
Sonic Adventure 2.
Name 3. So
Vector Man.
remind me, was the Virtual Boy?
It was like red goggles.
No, I remember Travis. But was it actually 3D, like stereoscopic 3D?
It was stereoscopic, yeah.
So it actually had depth.
Yes.
Okay. I remember playing it at Blockbuster, but I just don't remember like if it was actual 3D or if my mind just went back and made it 3D.
Yeah, I played it briefly. I think both times I tried it, I was like, what is this? Why?
I remember playing Mario Tennis.
Yeah, Mario Tennis was okay in that there was a Wario game.
The Wario game was the console seller,
Yeah, well,
I think.
Didn't do a very good job. I would save the Dreamcast purely for Crazy Taxi.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Crazy Taxi was
Crazy
so
Taxi's
good.
on GameCube.
Yeah, but in this scenario,
In this scenario, it's Dreamcast or Virtual Boy.
not on the.
And that's it.
Can you imagine?
Virtual Boy was made exclusively of exclusives.
That's true.
Every release was an exclusive.
Yeah, and certainly Dreamcast has more, more variety. You're going to be like, hey, I can play NFL 2K if I wanted to.
Phantasy Star Online.
I could, yeah.
There's probably not like an internet connection during the flood
Or a TV.
or electricity. Let's be honest.
On this hand, well, or electricity, but the Virtual Boy did have its own screen, and the Dreamcast did not. So maybe if you're like, well, I want to play video games, period, I'm going to get the Virtual Boy.
You had to plug it in, didn't you? It wasn't like portable.
Yeah, but maybe every now and then lightning will strike it, and then you can play it for
and you
like
like
30 minutes.
briefly see the screen.
Yeah.
And then
Oh, I saw it. Oh, Mario Tennis.
Mario Tennis.
Whereas in the Dreamcast, it'll be like, well, I still can't play it.
All right, the next one is Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter. I would say Street Fighter because Mortal Kombat is sinful.
I have zero stakes in either of these, though. When I was a child, somehow we were allowed to rent Mortal Kombat on Game Boy, and this was not in the general way our parents would have typically allowed things. So I don't know how that happened, but we played Mortal Kombat. So I've played more Mortal Kombat than I have Street Fighter, but I believe Street Fighter has superior music.
I would also choose Street Fighter. Mortal Kombat on Game Boy is fascinating. So where did you rent Game Boy games?
Probably the warehouse.
Oh man, remember the warehouse?
I do.
I mean, for people listening who are younger and like they're just talking about some random warehouse, there was a store called The Warehouse, and you could rent movies and video games.
Was it spelled weird, like the where?
Ware, W-A-R-E, I think, as in. No, wait, that is normal spelling.
Yes, that's
It was like the warehouse.
I don't know.
Yeah, it is. It was like
maybe
the
it was.
warehouse.
Okay.
And you'd be like their house.
The warehouse? The their house.
It was spelled something like that.
Yeah, maybe if they
you're right.
advertised like that, they'd still exist.
And do you remember renting games and like you had your save file on the cartridge and you try to go back and get the same cartridge?
I didn't do that. I played statistics and realized it was probably not in my favor.
But I would always pick like a low save file so they would maybe erase the first one or whatever.
I remember renting games, and I would go to my mom usually and ask her. But I was so afraid of rejection, of her just going, no, we're not doing that. You know, I would just come up to her and I would mime playing with my thumbs. I'd be like, controller? I'm not saying controller. It's just for the audio listener. Controller? And then she would just look at me and go, and I'm like, okay, fine. No. It was weird.
So that's the way why you are the way you are.
That's why that's my origin story.
When Travis is asking me if he can take a lunch, he just comes up and goes,
lunch? On the topic of save files and previously Wario, this reminds me of a story from my youth. There was a kid who was visiting, and he what did I say?
just laugh. Continue, please.
All right.
He was visiting from Canada, I believe, or some silly country. And he was playing with our Game Boy, and he loaded up my Wario game. And Wario had this fun mechanic that on the loading screen where you're choosing your game save, which file you want to go into, there's a pipe all the way on the right that if you go in there, you turn into a bomb. And then if you enter one of the game save pipes, then it deletes the game save.
Oh, nice.
And so he believed he was playing the game, and he deleted my game.
What a moron.
Because it was like a very fun way to delete
Because it was a very fun way to delete files.
Is this
so he just
Wario Land
deleted
3 or?
Yeah, I think
4.
it was the first Wario Land.
Well, that was technically like
Standalone.
Super Mario Land 2 : Wario Town or something.
No, Super Mario Land 3.
Oh, that was the one where Wario showed up.
I think so. Oh, man. People are going to be mad in the comments.
Are they?
Well,
I think we're going to have a lot of people going, I never played that.
at least Joel.
Michael
Not the Joel from the notification I'm on watch right
Joel
now.
Berry.
Not that one.
Michael Crichton's Congo. Is this the book?
It's Michael Crichton's Congo. So yes,
Well,
it's the
he
book.
still owned the rights and sold them and stuff for the
Well, yeah, not the movie. The
Wait,
book.
Michael Crichton's Congo or The Hardy Boys #9, The Great Airport Mystery. I would have to say Congo. I did like The Hardy Boys, but I don't particularly remember
Like airports.
remember that one.
Did you read The Great Airport Mystery?
I don't remember it.
I've only read Michael Crichton's Congo, but I believe of the two, Michael Crichton's Congo is the superior pick. Even if I had read the other book, I would still choose Michael Crichton's Congo.
I think I only read one Hardy Boys book, and it was one of the more modern ones for the time. And they went to like a space camp, and so on the cover, one of the Hardy Boys is like stuck to one of those gravity things that spins you around, and he just looks like he's in pain, like ah. That's my memory of the Hardy Boys. So I would choose Congo.
Michael Crichton's Congo.
Yes,
All right.
For the audio only listeners.
right.
The next one.
Not Jane Austen's Congo.
Jordan Peterson or Ben Shapiro.
Ooh, rough.
Not rough. I would choose Ben Shapiro 1,000 times.
I would take Jordan Peterson 1,001 times.
Oh, infinity.
Dang it.
Well, I'm trying to think of their salvation and who's more likely to be saved. And Jordan Peterson is
Closer.
closer.
But at the time,
Yeah, but let's say it's like today, but also not today because the flood's happening.
sure.
So like you're saying, you'd take Ben Shapiro so you could try to get him saved.
Oh, I said the opposite.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think he
No, I
thinks
thought you were
that
saying
Jordan
in terms of
Peterson
time,
is closer to getting
If Ben Shapiro is definitely not a Christian, you might as well save him.
That's, this is too difficult. They're both going.
They're both getting drowned?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I can't choose
Too
between
much of a
you.
moral dilemma.
Ben Shapiro, the water level would hit him
Yeah.
first.
I would choose Ben Shapiro just because I actually enjoy listening to his podcast.
Oh.
Ben Shapiro, I'm your number one fan.
Ben Shapiro would be like, you should never retire. And I'm like, come on, get off here. Come on, Jordan.
That's a good point. I want to, go just make a vineyard and, like Noah.
Vans or Converse?
I think I may have had a pair of Vans or Van-like shoes, so I'll just choose Vans. I don't have any particular stakes.
In like junior high school, I would have said Converse hardcore. Like I would have beat up kids who wore Vans.
Oh, interesting.
Not really.
Did you actually?
No, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
And now I've really grown to like Vans, especially the slip-ons. I don't have to tie my shoes.
I'm full disclosure. I've been thinking about getting slip-ons because I saw you in slip-ons. And
they're
I'm
just
like,
great.
I don't even untie my shoes. I just slip them
Yeah,
on.
I know. Yeah, eventually you kind of
Kyle's-
wear into them.
Have you seen Kyle's rainbow shoes?
No.
I have rainbow Vans.
Rainbow Vans.
They're like rainbow checks.
oh, I don't want those.
Oh, they're cool. It's not a gay thing.
It's not a gay thing.
It's the flood. This is the sign that was given. These rainbow check Vans.
Yes. So I think I would choose Vans because they also look more variety in how they look. Converse are just Converse. I like Converse. Nothing against Converse, but in this hypothetical scenario, everyone's wearing Converse then?
Well, I think there's other kinds of shoes.
No, there's only Converse.
There are no shoes. There is only Converse.
or sandals.
Okay.
And no one's going to be like sandals. Oh, between shoes and sandals, I'll stick with my sandals. No.
All right, the last extant copy of all the Seinfeld seasons, or the last extant copy of all the Office seasons.
I'm very interested in what you'll say with this one because I don't know the answer.
It gets wiped out of human history forever.
Right. For me, I would choose The Office because I very much appreciate what Seinfeld did. I love that show. But I think even forgetting the last couple seasons of The Office, it has more to it.
I think Seinfeld sparks more joy for me. I think I would save Seinfeld. I like The Office.
I think it's a valid answer. I think they're both good.
I do like The Office, and it's got really high highs, but I think it also has a lot of filler and stuff that doesn't work as well. So I'm gonna save Seinfeld.
I'm saving Office just because I haven't seen enough Seinfeld.
Okay,
That's
but
not
you
really a
could.
good answer.
So it's decided.
If you save,
Oh,
Yeah, maybe now, maybe in this scenario,
Can
you'll be like,
explore?
I want to save Seinfeld because I haven't watched it yet.
if the feed cuts out, it's because a cat has chewed a cord somewhere.
Where are you going?
The next one, you can save the Mona Lisa or the Starry Night.
I would choose Starry Night.
Okay.
End of
Do I
statement.
get to keep it?
It
You're
belongs
just
in the
thinking
museum.
in terms of dollar value.
Yeah, because I'm not.
You keep it while it's on the ark, and
Not
then
otherwise
later
swayed
it
either
goes back
direction.
to the museum.
I think I would save the Starry Night. It sparks more joy.
I would say
So you're going the Marie Kondo method.
Yes,
This
this is
sparks
now-
joy,
this is
so
now
I'm keeping
just-
this on the ark.
What did you save?
neither. I don't care.
Wow.
You have to say one of them.
Okay, I'll choose
is
Mona
the
Lisa
rules.
just because you guys already chose Starry
Okay,
Night.
all right.
so.
But we outvoted you, so it's
I think
Wrong.
I think I personally enjoy Starry Night more, but I'm not enough of an. Despite taking art appreciation classes, I don't care enough.
Do you not
like how they
care about
try-
art, period?
I like how a teacher tried to force you to appreciate art.
I know.
But you still don't.
Well, it was a class on learning how to appreciate. This is what you do to appreciate art. First,
This
you
is
must
how you be human.
appreciate it.
Is that how the class actually goes?
That's exactly how it went. That was the whole class.
Oh, that's weird. Because I understand the idea of like learning to appreciate certain parts of art and being like, this is this style or whatever, and learning that.
It may not have been called that. It may have been just art history.
I just love the idea of like, and this is a painting you will appreciate.
No.
So is like a art appreciation test or exam, is it just a list
They
of
just
art?
show you a
They're
painting
like,
and say, do you appreciate
Yeah,
it?
that's
And
what
if you
I'm
say
asking.
yes, then they're like, pass.
Does this spark joy?
Not really.
Pride and Prejudice or Sense and Sensibility?
You looking at me, directly at me? Pride and Prejudice. Sense and Sensibility is a close second, but Pride and Prejudice is Austen's
I
masterwork.
probably care less than Brandon cared about the Mona Lisa or the Starry Night. So I'll just save Pride and Prejudice because I liked the movie with Keira Knightley.
I will just choose Pride and Prejudice because then I'll have an opportunity to actually read it and be like,
Someday.
hey, Brandon, I get it now. Or Brandon, you're crazy.
Yeah.
It's
You can do that now. You don't even need to save it on from a flood.
yeah, but that's what it'll take to get me to read it.
The next one is you can save the entire Dune franchise or the entire Star Wars franchise.
Oh, man. Well, the argument against Star Wars is that it's become crazy, but also Dune became kind of crazy too.
Did it? Well, the books did, yeah. I would chase down and save Star Wars.
I think I would save Star Wars just because I have a stronger emotional connection to it from my childhood.
Sure, that's fair.
I don't have anything to say right now, but I want the camera to go back to me just because there's a cat behind me.
But you still have to save a franchise. You could have said that.
I did already.
Wait, what did you save?
Didn't I?
Not really.
Oh, Star Wars. Sorry. If both are equally corrupted, then I choose Star Wars.
But on the other hand, well, not on the other hand. I just mean you can also answer it based on like I'm stuck on an arc. How many hours of entertainment can I get? Yeah. Star Wars has many more hours.
Like if you're getting the entire expanded universe of
all the books
and stuff.
Even Rogue Squadron. Man, can you imagine if Factor 5 came back and made a Dune Ornithopter game? Ornithopter Squadron? That'd be cool.
I forget which game. I may have talked about this on the podcast already, but there was one Star Wars game where in the tutorial they're teaching you how to dock, how to unload your cargo, how to pick up cargo, and that was like my favorite part of the entire game was just
I can vaguely remember this.
Space harvesting. I just wanted to deliver fish in space, and Elite Dangerous didn't deliver on that promise for me.
Yeah, I still haven't found a good space trading game where you're just like flying around the galaxy, buying and selling stuff. That's what I want.
Rebel Galaxy's pretty good.
Is it?
But set in the Star Wars universe, that made it even better.
There was a Dune video game that was like one of the early RTS games. You remember that?
Yeah, from Westwood Studios, the makers of Command and Conquer.
The makers of Natasha Volkovo.
That's right.
Also known as Gina Carano. It was called Dune 2000, and it came out not in the year 2000,
in the 90s,
but in 1998.
There was later a 3D sequel.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
I didn't play that one. I played this one a little bit. It had sandworms in it.
It looks very similar to Red Alert.
It basically just is.
Red Alert 2.
Yeah.
I need to play it now.
Oh, it's good. You can download it for free, open source.
I would like to download this. But first, we're going to go on to our next question, which is Adolf Hitler or Joseph Stalin.
So this is a hard one because if you have to,
I just like them both so much.
No, that's not why. People like this would be why the flood happened.
I would. This could get us in trouble.
Yeah.
I would save Joseph Stalin simply for the fact that he killed more people.
I was going to say, if
it's a pure numbers
we could
game.
do a numbers game. But then I was thinking, you know what? I'm going to exert all of my strength and pull them both up to kick them off myself.
I'm not sure where this is going. We could edit this.
To then personally kick them off. Yeah.
I would probably... I would save Hitler.
End of story.
Because...
Our next one.
No, hold on. Stalin is beefier, so I think I could restrain Hitler if it came to that. because he's like, the Jews.
How
I'm like,
do you know
restrained.
the physique of...
Well, just based on pictures, Stalin looks pretty husky.
I like how you save him, you pull him up, and the first thing he does is flail and say, the Jews.
And you're like, holding...
And I'm like, hold on, there aren't Jews yet. So maybe he'd be okay.
Okay, the next one is a chicken breast or a nice pile of pulled pork.
And what you guys can't see in the notes is the chicken anatomy is censored.
Oh, good.
Just to help.
I thought it was chicken brost.
I would save the chicken breast because I feel like pulled pork is overrated. And it's barbecue. Barbecue is bad.
Well, here's the thing.
Especially as leaders of Haiti.
Yeah, Haiti warlords.
I like him. I don't like the kind of food that comes from the Midwest.
I would save him, though.
Would you save barbecue or barbecue?
So here's the thing. I could like chicken more, but this is a nice pile of pulled pork.
Oh yeah, the chicken breast is just it's like
it's pretty mid.
It's pretty average.
So in this case, I would save the nice pile of pulled pork.
I'm actually leaning that way too.
Well,
It's a nice pile.
here's the thing about the way that this is phrased. See, so chicken can be quite good. So can pulled pork. But this specifically says chicken breast. Therefore, chicken thighs still exist. Therefore, I'm saving the pulled pork, and then I'm eating chicken thighs, which is a superior cut to the chicken breast.
So in this universe, the chickens that are on the ark, their breasts just disappear.
Thighs only. They're like the KFC abominations from the 90s.
Okay, so the next one is the Thing, based on the classic short story novella.
Oh.
Who Goes There? Or Interstellar.
Oh.
Interstellar.
The Thing is what I would choose.
I also would choose The Thing.
You know why I would choose The Thing? Because of the two movies, it's a good one.
Well, I like Interstellar a lot, but
Travis wants to fight me today.
I think The Thing is more foundational for like sci-fi, horror, these kinds of genres.
I saw him look into the camera and then sneak a peek towards me.
I don't actually hate Interstellar.
Speaking of movies that are foundational for their genres, Twister or Dante's Peak. Is Twister the board game? Like, were you?
Yes.
Yeah, not the movie, the board game. Or Dante's Peak.
Much like Mortal Kombat that I rented too young, for some reason I was allowed to watch Twister. Well, I think we had to get parental waivers.
My first PG-13
Yeah,
movie.
that was my first PG-13 movie.
For dramatic weather.
It was your first PG-13 movie also?
Correct.
Wow.
Yeah.
It wasn't mine, but I also was allowed to watch way more than I should have.
I would save Twister. Because Dante's
The
Peak...
board game?
No. Well, yes. But also the movie. And I would... Dante's Peak I enjoyed, but I think it's probably not that great. And I also... You could just watch Volcano.
But Volcano's garbage.
Yeah.
On the topic of Twister the game, when Jordan, our video editor, when he first realized that Kyle was really into board games, he was like, "Well, I don't play that many board games, but I'm really good at Twister. Do you think Kyle would play Twister with me?"
I would, Jordan. I would play Twister with you.
I would not.
Did everybody pick what they're going to save?
I did not.
What are you going to save?
Thanks for asking, Kyle. I would save Dante's Peak.
Okay.
I like them both, but Dante's Peak.
Which one got a sequel? Twister.
Well, it's not out yet.
Yeah, but it's getting a sequel. There's no Dante's Peaks.
There will be.
I wish there was.
There will be.
Yeah, it'll be.
This time there are two peaks.
Did you pick one?
Now there are two of them. Twister.
All right, all of the Mario games versus Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time.
This one really hurts my soul.
This is a hard
This
one.
is actually a tough. I think if you had picked one Mario game, it would have been easy for me to say Ocarina.
This very much hurts my soul that there will be no more Mario games.
Yeah, same.
Same.
We all picked Ocarina of Time.
I still choose Ocarina of Time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't not pick Ocarina of Time. But
As much
it's
fun as
tough.
I've had with all Mario games, as much fun, Ocarina is both fun, and it was more of a storytelling experience. It was more of an emotional experience. Ocarina of Time.
However, what if you, because you save the Mario games, you have Super Mario Maker 2 and you recreate Zelda in it as much as is possible? I mean, you couldn't, but what if?
Try it.
Although, in this case, we're also losing Mario is Missing.
Ooh.
And Mario Teaches Typing.
And Mario Paint.
And Mario Paint.
So you no longer know how to type.
Mario's Time Machine.
Now I have no job and I'm unemployed.
Hotel Mario.
All because I wanted to play Ocarina. But it's worth it. Would you save an A10 Warthog or an F-22 Raptor? Which one would you lug onto the Ark?
I suppose I would save the F-22 Raptor.
Yeah,
I'd say
think
the
that's a little
F-22.
more useful.
Would you save Chris Pratt or Zachary Levi?
For survival, I think Chris Pratt will have more survival skills.
You could tame the dinosaurs on the Ark.
Exactly.
Oh, I didn't even think of that. That's a good point.
Zachary Levi could tame the chameleons. Maybe not even that.
I would save Zachary Levi.
I suppose if I had to choose, I would save Chris Pratt so I could make him do Mario voices.
Okay. Would you saving Private? Would you be saving Private Ryan or Hacksaw Ridge?
Now that's actually kind of hard because those are both really peak World War II cinema.
Yeah, the peak movies for sure.
Hacksaw Ridge is amazing if
Great
you haven't
movie.
seen it.
Best Christian movie ever made.
However, there is a human butt in it.
It's like nudity. Wasn't there nudity in
human.
Saving Private?
I don't think so. At any rate, I would ultimately
Maybe
choose
they had-
Saving Private Ryan.
They had like a pinup girl.
Oh, I mean, maybe. I don't know.
I used to pause it on that.
That's why I remember. I don't recall.
I don't
anything
actually
like
remember, but it's a war movie. There's the guys are always joking about
that. Yeah.
human butts and stuff.
Yeah, check out
Always
this
talking
butt.
about human ones.
I would save Saving Private Ryan. I think the opening sequence alone earns it that.
Yeah,
I think just for cinematic history, Saving Private Ryan. Yeah.
sure.
Stephen King, he's sitting there. He's like, Donald Trump is the worst thing that happened. Blah, blah. Or Brandon Sanderson. And he's like, Bernie
Socialism
Sanders
is the worst thing ever. Or socialism, best thing, sorry.
Yeah. I would save Stephen King and
Surprise.
we would just put him in a really
Yeah.
secluded chamber in the Ark and be like, just write books. You don't have access to Twitter.
There is no Twitter. Good news. You know, it's funny
To
'cause
doves with olive branches.
He's like sending us these messages.
I just heard Stephen King or Brandon Sanderson as like their library, their complete works.
Well, it's
I
the
didn't really
person.
think of the person.
I was thinking of the person, yeah.
So I was like, oh,
Presumably they won't be able to write anymore, or like I don't know at what point their
Well,
lives.
obviously I'm choosing Sanderson, so Travis is the tiebreaker.
that's tough.
You hold their lives
I know.
in the palm of your hand.
I have to choose who lives
And who
and
died.
who dies. I would choose Stephen King.
You know, it might be okay because as Brandon Sanderson is falling to his death into the waters, he will still write 20 more books on his way down.
He's like, wait.
Hold on, and they just all fly up into the air and you catch them. Yeah.
But wait, one more secret project! And he throws the manuscript up onto the deck.
You know, Stephen King is a prolific writer too. I kind of,
Yeah.
if he actually compared them apples to apples, I wonder how
He's
many
amazing.
they-
Well, King
out.
has written way more books.
well, I mean, over his lifespan, but I mean,
But he's older, yeah.
yeah, in terms of a short.
Sanderson is probably on pace to pass King
interesting.
over his life.
I think, yeah, the rate he's writing,
Yeah.
considering Stephen King had a several decade head
But
start.
King's
on
like in his 70s and he's still putting out multiple books a year, and some of them are huge. All right. Super Mario Brothers movie versus the Sonic the Hedgehog movie.
The Super Mario Brothers movie.
You saving?
I would save it. Yes,
I would save Sonic the Hedgehog movie just because my son likes it.
He doesn't like the Mario movie.
Is this? I was picturing the old one from the early 90s.
I think it's
Like
the
the
new one
TV movie?
with Jim
No.
Carrey.
No, the
the-
Super Mario Brothers movie.
Oh, that one.
Which Mario Brothers movie are you talking about? The CGI
because this would
one?
change my answer. I'll tell you
I
that right
believe
now.
that Super Mario Brothers from the 90s, I believe that was just called Super Mario Brothers and not Super Mario Brothers movie.
So the new one versus the new one.
Okay, I would take the new Mario movie.
I would take the new Mario movie.
I do actually really enjoy the Sonic the Hedgehog movie. It was much better than I would have thought it would be.
I'm choosing Mario.
Okay.
Easy.
Would you save VeggieTales or the Donut Man? I like how it's a person versus a franchise.
I like VeggieTales a lot more, but does this mean we're saving Phil Vischer too? But he needs to be saved.
That's true.
So
Well, he might be a Christian.
he might be.
I'm gonna save the Donut Man.
I would save the Donut Man just for Demon Bread alone.
For Demon Bread alone. Let's have solidarity.
For the Demon Bread.
For Demon Bread.
All right, we got a few more here. Would you save baseball, the entire sport, or board games?
I feel like this is going to be difficult for you.
That's why I wrote it.
Board games.
I would choose board games. You have to choose.
This is an interesting one. This is actually more interesting to me than the ones where it's like this movie or that movie.
Okay, something that you personally engage in and have invested many hours of your own life into,
Or board games.
or something you sit down and watch other people do.
Well, I play baseball with my kids.
Okay. Yeah, that's-
Did you not know he also plays for the Padres? He's a catcher.
It's true. In MLB,
Can't tell because of the mask.
in MLB The Show. 20. Have you guys played MLB The Show? You like can name your character and then the announcers will say it.
Oh no, I
So
didn't
my
know
kids will
that.
be playing and it'll be like Samuel Man with the catch.
That's
And
crazy.
Oh, that's amazing.
I've not played a sports game since Madden 98.
What about Tony Hawk's Pro Skater?
Does that count as a sports game?
It's a
what is
sport.
it? Well,
Kind of a
mean-
trick game.
What about Brunswick Pro Bowling?
I haven't played the show. I played RBI 2020.
What about backyard
It is
baseball?
not good.
That's not true. I was into Mario Tennis. I was very much into
Mario has good
Tennis.
sports games.
The best baseball game is Ken Griffey Jr. Slugfest.
I think baseball is probably more significant to the world
And the passage of time.
in the passage of time. I think I would be forced to say board.
It doesn't matter. We've already voted two.
ball.
Oh, okay.
So-
Well, I'll say baseball just as a protest vote.
Sure.
Couches or silverware.
Do other sitting devices still exist?
I would say no. I would say the only thing that exists is like hard chairs or stools. Like no comfortable sitting implements.
Well, there's still beds, right? Is there a bed? Or do I have to
Yes,
sleep
but
on
you
a
can't sit on it.
But I can sleep there.
You could sleep
I
on
want
a bed.
something comfortable.
Silverware. Is that cutlery or is that just out of silver?
No forks, spoons, knives.
Can I get silverware at the warehouse?
Warehouse.
I'm choosing silverware because I'm not a barbarian.
You're saving the silverware.
I'm saving the silverware.
Wow, one's harder than I thought.
I don't know. You could still eat tacos and steak.
Yeah, but Noah's wife isn't going to make tacos every night for you.
Dino tacos.
I know tacos.
She's going to be like, sorry, I made a casserole. Oh, you didn't bring your fork? You threw it off the ark.
Well, you can eat it like Ron DeSantis did.
I'm gonna save couches.
I would save silverware
Yeah.
so that I could have pudding and not eat it with those.
like Ron
Like
DeSantis.
Ron DeSantis, that's right. All right, our final one that we're sinking or saving: electric lights or indoor plumbing.
Easy indoor plumbing.
See, I love electric lights, and as a video guy, I love lights, but
So I
I'm gonna have
assume,
to go with indoor plumbing as well.
yeah, I assume you could only, go in an outhouse or something like that. That's
And part of that is I believe that there have been societal implications to electric lights that we did not foresee. It increased productivity, but I believe we're also up at later hours that we're supposed to be. Even though I'm a night person, I like being up at night, but it's because of electric lights that I'm able to do that.
you could still have like a really advanced gas light.
You can.
So you still have lights in your house.
So you can still gaslight people.
There are some very advanced gas lights on the network currently.
It's true. I'm gonna say indoor plumbing.
Yeah, I think indoor plumbing is the way to go because not only are you getting toilets, but you're getting water pumped into your
this is
home.
true.
You're getting tap water. Also, electric lights are great, but without electricity, they're just sitting there.
I like this idea that there's like lamps down on the ground and we're climbing on the ark, and then on the other side there's like pipes and wrenches and like
Well,
a sink, and we're like,
I also like Travis's idea that we're on the ark, and so there's no electricity, but we have our lights.
Yeah, we're holding our lamps. I got my 3-step lamp or whatever it's called.
all right, well, the flood has killed all of humanity except for us and everything we just saved. So now it is time for hate mail.
You used to be good.
Adam Ford.
Adam Ford.
Adam Ford.
I really miss Adam Ford.
I hate
a
this.
That's the worst. We got a message from this person who says, "Thought you were funny at first, and then I saw your real agenda. Despicable." Okay.
No context.
No context.
Would you like to accept a message from him?
Block. What's our next hate mail here, fellas?
Oh, this one is from this guy, but he's wearing sunglasses.
So you know he's cool.
Yeah. So I obviously agree with what he's saying. You guys would be funny if you weren't so religious. It's like trying to combine comedy and hemorrhoids.
Hey.
One of my favorite parts about this comment, it was on a video. I don't remember which video it was on. It was like on one of our recent, like the
Church
home
police, maybe?
No, it was like on.
Even funnier.
It was like on Home Defense or. It was on one that wasn't religious at all.
Right.
And he's like, "You weren't so religious." It was like it doesn't mention religion at all. So
I mean, that's where the core of our belief system comes from.
I agree. It was a random out of the context thing. All right, everybody. Well, thanks for joining us this week. If you want to support what we do, go to babylonb.com/plans and sign up for a subscription. That helps us keep the lights on around here, the electric lights that don't exist anymore.
Oh, darn.
And thank you guys for coming. We're going to go play some Dune 2000 with Kat.
You want to say something? You got something to say?
Lisan al-Gaib.
Okay, bye.
Bye.